holy and mighty. Worthy are you of every effort that we make to sing praise. Worthy are you, O God, of every effort that we make at worship. Indeed, there is none like you. And that's why collectively, O God, we surround you with praise. We surround you with praise. Can you hear the sound of our hearts, O God? We surround you with praise, for you are holy. I don't think one of you ever watched Jurassic Park. I really don't like the movie. I'm not giving a plug for it. But perhaps this day God might use Jurassic Park to help us to understand what Isaiah was dealing with in the temple. For as he sees this vision, the furnishings of the temple come to life. Can you imagine what would happen if that descending dove on our table would just suddenly lift off and begin to sing praise? To sing where we leave off or where we fall short. What if it would begin to sing praise? But you see, this is what happens when you come face to face with the real presence of Almighty God. And so Isaiah, we are told in chapter 6, verses 1 through 8, in theological circles, we call that the call of Isaiah. For it is in those few verses that Isaiah fully recognized the holiness of God and recognized and came face to face with his own sinfulness and saw and heard and experienced that indeed God had something mighty for him to do. And so Isaiah tells us that in the year that King Uzziah died, King Uzziah started out as being a good king. He was okay. He was mighty in valor. Under his leadership, the nation prospered and things were looking up. They were finally coming up from the drudgery that they had found themselves in, and things were beginning to turn around for the nation. And so King Uzziah wasn't such a bad person to begin with. But after a while, having become comfortable with where they were, and deciding that it's okay to straddle the fence and to be both places at the same time, Uzziah did not tear down the high places of the Baals. And so some people were still gravitating towards that. Uzziah stopped talking about the holiness and the righteousness of God and what it is that God required from God's own chosen people. Uzziah stopped doing that, and on top of that, he got aggravated with the high priest. Now that is always a mistake. Just so you know, Hebrews 13 and verse 17 tells us that you are to behave yourselves to those who are placed to lead you in the congregation, for they have watch over your souls, and God is holding them accountable for the work that God has set them to do. But Uzziah had forgotten that, and he got aggravated with the priest. It wasn't enough for Uzziah to be king. No, Uzziah wanted to be king, priest, and perhaps God. So he went into the temple and began to do everything that only the priests were to do. The priests were consecrated to do this specific duty, and Uzziah felt that he knew better than the priests what the priests were supposed to do, and he went in and he began to burn incense on the altar. That's a no-no. And because of the condition of his heart, the bad attitude with which he approached